I do. Right, next bit. So cleaned up this again a bit more as the steering column. That's looking nice and shiny now. I've just put some clear lacquer on there. I've managed to get that cover off because that was absolutely minging. So I've still got me half sign. Looking at it, I think that has just been a piece of scaffy bar which somebody's cut down because it's not level, and then just helped seal it in with a bit of electrician's tape. But you know, it's just cleaner now, so that'll go back in a bit. I'm not going to take this nut off because everything turns freely, so yeah, I'm not going to disturb that. I've gotten the indicator thing off. That needs a clean up, and then see if the wiring's actually going to do anything. Well, it's not going to do much because the wiring's just a little stump, but you know what I mean. So that's going to go back on. This is dried off nicely, and the good thing is I have that bit, and not only that, I also have the oil seal, and they fit. So they are courtesy of bearing traders in Bishop Auckland. So if you need bearings and stuff, go and see them. So that saved a massive pain trying to actually track them down. So I can start putting this back together, mounting it back on there eventually. But what I'm going to do is still paint this up and make it look pretty as well. And then once it's done and everything's dried off, I'm going to stash it out of the way in some plastic bags ready for the winter build. So right, I'm going to start painting up and make it a bit redder. There you go. That looks very red, or if you're colourblind, that actually looks more orange to me. But yeah, don't care what you think. Shut up. Right, what I'm going to do next, because I'm really clever and sensible, is I'm just going to make the side plates for here, which means cutting metal, cleaning it, and then painting it. So there's going to be loads of little floaters in the air which will end up sticking on there. So I'm going to have to find something to cover this up with, or put it somewhere else while I cut out my bits of metal. So, but I've only just thought of doing it now because, yeah, I just think you're doing things back to front. So I'll find some metal, I'll find some plastic, and I'll show you the next bit. Right then, that's them cut out. Luckily I'm a great measurer, so I didn't have to make 3 or 4 extra cuts to get the shape right. So I've put some rust converter on, so which is, there you go, product placement, bit of that, which is pretty good stuff. Father always used to say that you can't stop rust, but you can give it a good kick in the knackers and slow it right down. So once that's actually gone off and cured, I'll stick some more paint on. I haven't decided whether I was going to put some holes in and see if I can secure it in with some self-tappers, or just get some, I've got some like double-sided carpet tape, which I could just be lazy and just stick it on there for now. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. So yeah, there's a bit of progress, and the fly press came in handy. So steering columns in there drying off, I don't think there's much else I can do until the paint goes off properly. So does that mean I've run out of things to do? No, I've thought of some more things to do. Hold on. Aye, well, I've still got that bit to paint, but I'll do that in a bit. But I also want to clean out. I've got the 2 back brakes to do because I've got the front brakes sorted. I'm just going to get the drums off and give them another clean, and something else which I kind of think of, but yeah, I'll think of it in a minute. Right, I'd taken most of the crud off the drums the other day. Apparently they're supposed to be shiny, so there's a little bit after and there's a bit before. So yeah, not quite. So I'll get all of that off, make it shiny, and we'll stick it back on. I'll show you in a minute. There you go, just like that. Right, stick that back on. Right, nice and shiny. Everything's freed off, everything works. Shoes have had a scrub down. So put this drum back on and nip it up. Right, as far as I'm aware, they look okay, but if it's shiny, I don't think it's going to grip that well, so I'll give them a rub down, and then that'll get a wire brush out, and then stick them back together. Right, shiny, and back on. Right, there's another job done. I'll find something else to do. Right then, so paint's dried, it looks canny, so I can start pulling that out, throw that on the floor for later. I've got this to come off eventually. That side looks pretty good. Put that on the floor for later as well. So I think I've got all the bits together and everything looks happy. So time to start building this back up. There you go. If I do it right-handed. Right. Let's get stuck in. Right, there's the first bit back in. Now, as well as having the gear oil, if I can get this angled in the right position, I was advised to clack a load of grease in as well. So there you go. So I've clagged that in, which looks lovely. So yeah, this was all seized and minging a while ago, so that should be all right now. So that's not going to go anywhere, and once the gear oil's in on top, then that should be nice and, well, lubey, there's a word. So I've got actually painted that a bit as well, so this can fit on there, and I'll dig out my bolts, nip that up, see what that looks like, and then we'll do the next bit. Right, that's it back together and finishing touch. So I've got that little what's it called, that bush already in, and just the last little bit. Go on, get in, damn it. God. Right, I'll stick you on pause, both hands. Yep, that was a faff as well. So put a bit of grease in there as well. So finishing touches. There's that. And does it work? Hehehe. There we go. One fully functional steering column and steering boxy thing. Yeah, that was a pain, but pleased for that. I'm going to stick a little bit more grease in there and there, and any other moving bits I find. Yeah, stick some oil in and see where it leaks. If it doesn't leak, I'll be very impressed. Right, so all greased up, everything works, and the finishing touches is these plates on the both sides. It helps if I get my finger out of the way. Yeah, that one doesn't sit right because, yeah. But, yeah, not perfect. I've got a few little touch-ups where I've scratched the paint here and there, but that's easy enough done. Yeah, everything does what it's need to. I've greased up there and those bits in there. Yeah, all I need is a Haflinger with a proper body on to attach it to. So I'm going to stick it under cover so it doesn't get dirty and full of crap again. Ready for the winter build. Yeah, pleased with that. We'll see you in a bit on the next job.